Hey guys, welcome back to Art of Study. In today's video, we are diving into a super important part of C programming language, that is the processor. It's like the behind the scenes worker that sets up your code before it's even compiled. Let's break it down in the simplest way with real life examples. So, let's get started. Imagine you are baking a cake. You don't just throw ingredients in the oven. First, you measure, sift, and prepare. The C preprocessor does the same with your code. It prepares your file before the real cooking or compilation happens. It looks for lines that starts with hash like hash include, hash define, etc. and handles them first. Here's how the compilation works. You write a .c file, that's your recipe. Then the preprocessor reads the file and replaces or adds stuff based on the hash instructions. The compiler then translates your updated file into machine language, like turning your recipe into actual steps. Finally, the linker connects everything like adding frosting and decorations to make the final cake your executable file. Let's say you want to reuse your mom's cake recipe in every birthday you bake for. Instead of writing it again, you just say use mom's cake recipe. In C, hash include does the same. It tells the compiler, please include this other file here. There are two styles, that is hash include in angular bracket filename.h, like using a standard cookbook like stdio.h which has printf, scanf, etc. And second is hash include in double quotes filename.h, that is your personal recipe book for files in your project folder like myfolder.h or myutils.h, etc. So you're just borrowing code instead of rewriting it. Simple macros. Have you ever saved a phone number as mom instead of typing it every time? That's why a macro does. That's what a macro does. It lets you define something once and reuse it easily. That is hash define pi 3.14159, which is a pi constant we use everything, which is a macro defined. Then hash define buffer size. Here we are defining a buffer size. Um, it's a other macro example, that is 1024. Okay. Now when you write pi, the compiler replaces it with 3.14159. If you write my buffer and then in square bracket, that is if you are creating an array, in square bracket if you write buffer size, it becomes my buffer 1024. It's all about saving time and avoiding mistakes. And remember, no semicolon needed in hash defined lines. Next, function like macros. Now think of macros that act like functions but are faster because they just paste code instead of calling functions. Okay, so these are some examples like hash define square, then arguments like or square in circular bracket x, or in other circular bracket x star x, which is correctly parenthesized. So if you write squares and 5 inside it, it becomes 5 star 5, that is 20, that is equal to 25. Even square 2 plus 3 becomes 2 plus 3 star 2 plus 3, that becomes 25. But without brackets it could mess up the calculation, so always use parentheses in macro arguments, that the macro body and the macro body. Then some pitfalls of Mexican. Then some pitfalls of function like macros. Here's a warning: macros are powerful but dangerous if misused. Okay, it might. So suppose there are hash defined max. Then in circular bracket a comma b, and after that, if a is greater than b question mark, then a colon b. In this all in are inside the parenthesis. And then we write a code as int z is equal to max, then inside bracket x plus plus comma y plus plus. It might increase x or y more than once, causing weird result. Also, macros don't check types. You could pass strings, floats, anything, no errors. So always be careful, or better yet, use inline functions if you can. Then conditional compilation. Imagine you are parking for two different places, summer and sorry, I'm really sorry. Imagine you are packing for two different places, summer and winter. You take sunglasses only if it's summer. In C, we can do similar checks during compile time using like hash if def debug mode and printf debug info and hash endif. So if debug mode is defined, the message prints. If not, the code is skipped. This is great for debug logs, platform specific code like Windows or Linux, and for experimental features. Then some other are uh, like if def macro name, which includes the following code block if macro name has been defined. Then if ndef macro name, it includes following code block if macro name has not been defined. And then if constant expression, it includes code if the constant expression evaluates to a non-zero value like true, false. There are some other directives also like hash else, hash elif, hash endif, etc. Then include guards, preventing redefinition. What happens if you bring the same guest twice to a party list? Chaos, right? Same in C. If a header file is included twice, it causes errors. So what's the solution? Include guards. Now what the guards, that is hash if and def, this is a macro is not defined in this my header underscore h, and hash define my underscore header underscore h, which is defined it now. Now your header file is included only once, no matter how many times you call it, clean and error free. Then predefined standard macros. Wait, actually. So there are some special operators, that is hash and hash hash. Um, so basically, let's play with macros even more. Uh, the hash operator turns an argument into a string. That is hash define print underscore var x, then printf hash x in double quote %d. So print underscore var and then score becomes printf score is equal to %d comma score. Then the hash hash operator joins two tokens together. Um then next are some predefined standard macros. Okay, wait. some predefined standard macros. C also gives us predefined macros like built-in spy tools for debugging. Here are a few. Underscore underscore file underscore underscore, which is for name of file. Then underscore underscore line underscore underscore, which is for current line number. Then underscore underscore date underscore underscore and underscore underscore time underscore underscore when it was compiled. Then underscore underscore func underscore underscore, which is for the function name. So if something breaks, you instantly know where by using file and line macros. And that's a wrap on C Preprocessor. We saw how it prepares your code, handles macros, includes, and even helps in debugging. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe Art of Study, and turn on notifications for more simplified programming videos. Got doubt or want me to cover another topic? Drop a comment below. Thanks for watching. Happy coding. Bye bye.